Believe it or not, there's a debate raging in this hobby to cycle or not to cycle, or more accurately, to wait or not to wait before adding animals. As with any debate, there are at least two ends of the spectrum, and on the more conservative side is the old shrimp in the tank technique. This involves adding a piece of shrimp to your tank and then letting it decompose. Over the course of several weeks, that shrimp will break down and turn into ammonia, thus starting the nitrogen cycle inside your tank. The conservative approach can take a couple months because it just takes a while for that shrimp to break down, thus turning into ammonia, and then having those beneficial bacteria consume that ammonia, populate the sand bed and the rock work, and then turning that ammonia into something more safe for your fish. Now, on the liberal side of this debate are those who say that cycling your tank as a very idea is just dumb, it's a waste of time, and you don't need to do it, especially if you pack your tank full of corals from day one. Basically, the liberal argument goes that by adding corals and anemones to the tank, they will be introducing that bacteria themselves and also be able to absorb and consume some of that toxic ammonia, rendering the whole point of a cycle a non-issue to begin with. Now, for the most controversial part of this video, the liberal argument that says you don't need to cycle your tank, I think that's just bad advice. To me, telling beginners they don't need to cycle their tank would be like giving the keys of a car to a teenager who's only driven around the parking lot a few times and telling them that they're gonna drive from Los Angeles to New York City. Sure, there's a chance they will make it there safely, but there is a much higher chance that something will go wrong along the way. I believe that hobbyists who tell you that you don't need to cycle your tank just forget what it's like to be a beginner. Beginners don't know the signs of ammonia toxicity in fish. Beginners don't know what to do if ammonia gets too high, and beginners don't know, well, let's be honest, beginners don't know what they just don't know. So suggesting you don't need to cycle your tank, but rather just should add pets day one, it's just bad advice. Okay, we've established my opinion on this matter, but I also don't want to go the conservative route and wait 2 months or more staring at a piece of decaying shrimp and waiting for my tank to colonize with beneficial bacteria. Luckily, there is a middle path, whereas we can add beneficial bacteria at the beginning, thus speeding up the time it takes to cycle our new tank. There are several good products out there to accomplish this fast cycle, but we've gone with drtim's one and only live nitrifying bacteria for our HelloReef kit. You don't need the entire backstory, but know this. The founder of drtim's Aquatics, Dr. Tim, got his doctorate from UC Santa Barbara studying, you guessed it, nitrifying bacteria. By using his one and only, you'll be able to add your first pets, not in a matter of months, but only after 8 days. Basically, by adding a bottle of nitrifying bacteria along with a source of ammonia, in our case some BRS pellets, we can get the ammonia and nitrite levels to spike rather quickly and then come back down to safe levels in a bit over a week. While Dr. Tim's one and only is a great bacterial supplement for quickly cycling your HelloReef tank, for long-term use, something like EcoBalance can be used every week to promote a balanced bacterial colony in your tank that keeps your water clear and outcompetes unfriendly bacteria. A link to both of these products is below, and if you haven't had a chance yet to check out the HelloReef all-in-one kit, watch this video, and until next time, be well and happy reefing, everybody.